Sheamus taps out to Gunther. Hello, my name is Paul Santos and welcome to the PDS Wrestling Show and part 3 of the May the 6th edition of Monday Night Raw. Before the sit-down interview with Michael Cole and the Women's World Champion Becky Lynch, we got a video package for the new superstar on the Raw brand, Lyra Valkyria, basically just saying how happy she was to be on Monday Night Raw. This was followed by a backstage segment with Gunther basically saying he was happy to expose Sheamus for the weak-minded, people-pleasing person that he is, and that he presented no obstacle in the King of the Ring tournament. Already our General of the Ring, soon to be King of the Ring. Now back onto that interview with Michael Cole and Becky Lynch. Michael Cole bigs up Becky, saying how she represents the WWE all over the world, and she did that this past weekend at the Kentucky Derby horse race, and then went on to ask Becky to explain her choice of dress and her hat for the occasion. I find this quite amusing because we've got Michael Cole talking about fashion on an episode of Monday Night Raw, which I don't think we really need to listen to. And this segment could have been replaced with a Kofi Kingston Rey Mysterio qualifying match or a Zelina Vega Shayna Baszler match instead. And this could have been a backstage segment earlier on in the show, pre-recorded. However, Becky then goes on to big up the women's division, most notably Lyra Valkyria, saying that her passion for the business was unrivaled. We then got Liv Morgan interrupting the interview, coming out saying that it's all about Becky this, Becky that, Kentucky Derby this, Kentucky Derby that, and that how she was tired of being overlooked as a wrestler and a challenger to the women's world championship. Becky then went on to say, look, Liv, you can have your match. We'll get it on. Don't worry. And that'll be at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia in a few weeks later on in this month. Liv then went on to list her accomplishments in WWE, which was then rebutted by Becky, who said, no matter what you've done, the one thing you haven't done is beat me. Liv went, yes, I understand. Yeah, I know I haven't beat you, but that's because I didn't have purpose. Now she's got the purpose, and the purpose that she has is getting revenge and taking down Rhea Ripley and taking that Women's World Championship. This prompted Damage Control to come down to the ring and say, oh, isn't this cute? Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan getting a title shot, even though she's absolutely done nothing to deserve it. They circled the ring. It looks like we're going to get like a 3-on-2 beatdown, but Liv Morgan then quickly exits the ring and says, look, this has nothing to do with me, not my business. Off you go, Becky. You can deal with that yourself. This ensued with a beatdown from the Damage Control on Becky Lynch until Lyra Valkyria makes the save and comes down to help Becky Lynch. We then got a backstage interview with Sami Zayn, who said that this sort of issue he's got between himself and Gable and Bronson Reed is not only a personal one between him and Chad Gable, but it is it's a professional one as well, with him and Big Bronson Reed, and that the only way that this can get settled is a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE event, once again later on this month in Saudi Arabia, and that he will bring his best and he will walk out your champion. We got that match, Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria after this, which resulted in Lyra Valkyria picking up the win. It was most probably the worst match of the three. The crowd weren't really into it, and I really think they could have done a better job of showcasing Lyra Valkyria, because 20 seconds into the match, we got a bloody 30-second clip for the upcoming movie Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This didn't really need to be there, and again, I think undermined the women's division somewhat. Lyra Valkyria then, as I say, picks up the win, and she advances on to the quarterfinals, where she will take on Zoe Stark. We then got a Kofi Kingston promo hyping up his match with Rey Mysterio. He talks about how the King of the Ring tournament was supposed to be where Xavier Woods ran it back and made history, becoming a 2-time King of the Ring. But because of Gunther, he cannot do so. And that he hoped Gunther would win so that he could face him next week in the quarterfinals of the tournament. But before that, he had to do something first, and that was get past Rey Mysterio. He talks about how Rey Mysterio is a legend, but that he has massive respect for him, but that he had to put him down unapologetically, and that he has to win this tournament for Woods because New Day rocks. We then got the main event of the night between Gunther and Sheamus. This was the final King of the Ring first round qualifying match of the night, and what a match it was. We were certainly shown a banger that Sheamus keeps going on about. So he's had a banger after a banger after a banger after a banger, and this was the latest banger in the Gunther Sheamus series. From the hard-hitting chops from Gunther to Sheamus's chest that you could visibly see, we got white noise from Sheamus, we got a power slam from Sheamus, we got 17 beats of the Bodhrán from Sheamus, and it looked like Sheamus was, in control and was set to pick up the win. However, Ludwig Kaiser got involved after Sheamus went for a kick and got his leg tangled in the ropes. Ludwig Kaiser then sort of tied him up and then delivered a drop kick to the knee. This resulted in the referee sending Ludwig Kaiser backstage. And then after a brief offensive spell from Sheamus, this is where Gunther takes control. He hit a power bomb, got him in a half crab, and then basically dominated the match from here there out. Yes, Sheamus had his moments as well, landing a few of his moves, but the end of this match resulted in Gunther tapping out Sheamus once again with the half crab, and a move that is not necessarily known to be a finisher for Gunther, but this is what makes Gunther so special, that you just don't know how he is going to pick up the win. And basically it just adds to the ring generalship of Gunther. For me, he is the favourite to win this tournament and go on to bigger and better things. But Gunther taps out Sheamus and advances to the next round, where he will take on either Kofi Kingston or Rey Mysterio. Overall, I think this was an okay episode of Monday Night Raw. And if I was going to give it a score out of 10, I would most probably give it a 6.5, low 7. We were treated to 7 matches on the card, which is unheard of. We did have a lot of filler moments and moments that built up other stories. But I just think coming off the back of a great event of Backlash and going on into King and Queen of the Ring, they needed to cram so much in to this episode that there were things that delivered and there were things that didn't deliver. For me, the 2 highlights of the night were the Dragunov Ricochet match and the Gunther Sheamus match. The flops of the night for me was the CM Punk promo in the middle of the ring, the match between Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai, and the Becky Lynch interview. Them 3 for me could have been done a bit better in my opinion, but like I say, they had to cram so much into this episode of Monday Night Raw that it sort of didn't help the show, in my opinion. But nevertheless, we move on to the next round of the King and the Queen of the Ring tournaments. We will see Gunther possibly taking on Kofi or Rey Mysterio. We will have Jey Uso versus Ilya Dragunov. We do have Lyra Valkyria, hopefully in a standout match and a marquee match against Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler and Zelina Vega. The winner of that match will take on Io Sky. Thank you. That is part 3 of the Raw recap of the PDS Wrestling Show. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2 yet, please head over and watch them now. They are good episodes. This is brand new for me. This is my first ever Raw recap. It's only going to get bigger and better. I promise you that. And please stay tuned that over the weekend, I will bring to you my SmackDown recap when it happens. My name is Paul Dos Santos. Thank you for watching the PDS Wrestling Show. Peace out.